Shalom Israel. Before I start, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, Mahara Karkadash, double honors to the elders and apostles in Israel, who rule and teach all, to Akims and Iwis and Byways and those pushing videos in truth and sincerity, to the brothers and sisters in the truth. And this is Luke chapter 10, verse 41. It says, And Yahushai answered and said unto her, Martha, Martha, thou art careful and troubled about many things. And this is what we have to be careful about, that now we're going to go through problems as we go through life. It goes without saying. But what we don't want is that we're making these things weigh us down to the point where we start to neglect the truth and start to worry more about the issues and problems that we're going through. And the scripture speaks about things that were written aforetime were written for our learning. And this is what I have to do each time we're going through certain issues and problems. Just get into the word. That's where we're going to find comfort at the end of the day. That's where the Most High is going to be speaking to us. But the last thing that we want is to let the burdens of this world, weigh us down to the point where we start to forget about the truth. We start to question the truth. That's the last thing you want. It says, so this is Luke 10 and 41. It says, And Yahushua answered and said unto her, Martha, Martha, thou art careful and troubled about many things. But one thing is needful, and Mary has chosen that part which shall not be taken away from her. And the thing that is needful for us is this word, this truth. Yeah, so we can't really make the cares of the world take us away from the truth. And that's why some people do fall out of the truth. They let the issues that they're going through overweigh them, play on their minds so much that, they start to reject the word. And this is what we don't want to do. Now, this is Romans 8 and 28. And this is one of many favorite scriptures that I have. But this scripture used to guide me when I was in the world before I even came into the truth. And being in the truth, it even makes more sense and holds more weight. And this is something that I feel that we should also meditate on when we're going through hard times. It says, and we know that all things work together for good to them that love God. So the point is, it says all things work together for good to them that love God, to those that are keep doing his will. It says to them who are the called according to his purpose. Now, you're going through certain situations and it may seem dire, but to hold in mind that, regardless of how bad this seems, somehow the Most High is going to work it out for my good. This is what we have to keep in mind, that all things, good and bad, the Most High is working it out for it to benefit us. And it could be a case of we're going through certain situations. He puts us through certain situations for us to be able to build so that we can help someone else down the line who may not be as strong as we are. We have to look at it like that as well. We could bring this out, because at the end of the day, the Most High wants good for us. This is Jeremiah 29. This is what he says. Jeremiah 29 and 11 says, For I know the thoughts that I think towards you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. So we have to bear that in mind when we're going through our trials and tribulations, that, the Most High, he has good thoughts towards us. And we're not going to get into the kingdom without tribulation anyway. This is what the scripture tells us. But the point I'm making is we don't want to make the burdens and the cares of the world weigh us down to the point where, it stifles the word that's in us. Now, this is Mark 4 and 19. It says, And the cares of this world and the deceitfulness of riches and the lust of other things entering in choke the word, and it become unfruitful. So like I was saying, we don't want the cares, the issues that we're going through to choke the word that's in us, to make us fall out of the truth. This is why, like I said, this is why some people do fall out of the truth, because they believe that the Most High ain't there for them anymore. Why me? Why me? But there's always someone else you can look at who's going through a worse situation than you. That's just how things are. So you may feel like, yeah, the world's caving in on you, But then someone else down the line, they're going to look at your situation and think, well, it's not as bad as mine, so on and so forth. But you don't want your burden, your pain, whatever that may be, to weigh you down to the point where you drop out the work, drop out the truth. Because you have to remember, we're fighting for a prize at the end of the day, and nothing good comes easy. Yeah, nothing good comes easy. Even the kingdom. It speaks about in Second Ezra 7 about a kingdom that's set. And to get that kingdom, it's a narrow path. You got fire on one side, water on the other. Now, if you never walk that path, and only one person can go at a time. So if you never walk that path, how are you going to get to the kingdom that's on the other end? And it's the same thing with our lives. If we don't go through the things that we're going through and overcome them, don't fall out of the truth because of the cares of the world, because the problems we may be facing. If we don't overcome these things, how are we going to get the kingdom? Because that's what we're fighting for at the end of the day, to get the kingdom, to get the promises and the blessings that the Most High has promised us. But it's a path we have to walk, and walking that path, cares and troubles will come up our way, but we have to stay focused on the prize at the end of the day. Yeah, this is Philippians 3:14 says, I press towards the mark for the prize of the high calling of the Most High in the Mashiach Yahweh Shai. Yeah, this is what we're doing. We're pressing towards that prize, towards the goal, towards the kingdom. But along that way, we have to accept that there's going to be problems. We're going to find issues. Actually, let me quickly bring this out. I think I mentioned this before. Watching a video by an elder one time, and he mentioned something, because we know about Job. Job went through all kind of stresses and problems, and he overcame. His wife told him to curse the Most High and die, but what did he say? Shall we accept good from the Most High and not evil? Yeah, these are all tests of our faith. There's something the elder brought out that I want to mention. Let me find the verse. Okay. Yeah. This is Job chapter 1, verse 8. And what the elder did, and when he did it, for me, made a lot of sense. Made being, when you're going through issues, just made it easier to accept and understand. And what he did, where it mentioned Job in this verse, Job 1:8, you just insert your name. Yeah. It says, and the Lord said unto Satan, as thou considered my servant, and insert your name. Yeah. So I'm Abediah. So let's say I'm going through certain issues which is stressing me out. And I'm thinking, why me? Yeah. And the Lord said unto Satan, as thou considered my servant Abediah, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth the Most High, and escheweth evil, that hates evil. And when the elder did that, it just made, for me, I don't know if that would be the same for you, but going through certain issues, I just look at like, the Most High saying to Satan, have you seen my servant such and such? Yeah, is actually being proud of you. Okay, yeah, look, this is my servant. They're going through such and such, and you know what? They're still holding fast. And this is what we have to bear in mind. The Most High, He has us, man. We just have to endure to the end. And whatever we're going through, it will come to an end. Yeah, it will come to an end. So this ain't going to be a long video. It's just to say, whatever it is, the issue you may have, keep it headstrong. The Most High, He has our backs. Yeah, but remember this, man. Job 1:8 again. And the Lord said unto Satan, as thou consider my servant, and then insert your name, that there's none like him in the earth or her, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth the Most High and hateth evil, yeah, escheweth evil. So don't let your cares weigh you down to the point where you fall out of the truth, where you start to question the Most High. Yeah, as the scripture says, whatever things were written aforetime was written for our learning. And when things are going hard, just get into the Word. Now the scripture does say that we should meditate day and night in the word anyway. Yeah. So yeah, with that, I'm going to close out. Hopefully find it edifying. Someone can be edified from this. I'm going to close out and give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Uha Rakar Kadash, Kwam Yashala.